Yo, let's build a Shopify store. All right, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be breaking down how to build out a Shopify store. And I've actually already recorded the video, but I was just editing it and I just wanted to make something abundantly clear here before we get started. I am not a Shopify expert. In fact, I've only built one store up until this point other than the one I built in this video, and that first store was a total failure. So everything I say here, you need to take it with a grain of salt, and you need to do your own homework when it comes to Shopify. There are much more qualified teachers out there than me. There's people like Tristan Broughton, Dan Da Silva, Alex Becker. Go check all of their channels out. They are much more qualified to teach Shopify and actually running a Shopify store than I am. The point of this video is to show you what it's like to actually go about building one out. Hopefully it motivates you to take those first couple of steps, because it really is tremendously easy to get started and actually start learning the fundamentals of running an e-commerce store. So that's really more the point of these videos, any videos that I do on Shopify. I'm just hoping to kind of share information that I've picked up along the way that I've found helpful, and hopefully it motivates you and helps you take those first couple of steps. Having said that, I hope the video will be helpful. And if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. My name's Alex Owens, and I'm an entrepreneur here in Chicago. And so on this channel, we just talk a lot about what it's like to get started in entrepreneurship and show you what it's like to take those first couple of steps, since that's where I'm currently at in my journey. I'm just taking those first couple of steps. So we talk a lot about Shopify and e-commerce in general, and then we talk a lot about real estate investing as well, since I'm here in my 3-flat and I've done a little bit of real estate investing. And then we talk a lot about personal branding, building a YouTube channel. So if you're interested in those topics, smash that subscribe button, smash the bell notification button so you're up to date whenever we drop a new video. With all that said, let's crack into the video. All right, guys, so today we're going to build out a Shopify store from scratch. So what we're going to build out here is actually a general store. So I think I've mentioned in previous videos, my first store was actually in the dog space, and I just found it to be way too competitive. And it was also just very limited in terms of your ability to do product testing. When you're just getting started, you want to do a lot of product testing, try a lot of different things. And when you're in a particular niche, it becomes very difficult to do a lot of product testing because you're pigeonholed to only the products that are in that particular niche. So my new strategy, I'm kind of going to shift to doing a general store so that I have more latitude when it comes to product testing, because based on some of the homework I've been doing, I'm pretty confident that if I start testing a large number of products and I'm conservative in how and structured in how I do my spending, I'll be able to find a winning product. It's just a numbers game at a certain point. So as long as you're doing solid advertising. So today we're going to start that process. So I've done a little bit of homework here. I'm going to call the store clearancecraze.com. I think it might be a little bit catchy, so hoping for the best there. We'll see what happens. But let's see if we go to picture-in-picture here. So let's start on GoDaddy. What we're going to do is we're going to start by buying the actual domain. So let's go clearance, and you can see I've already searched for it. So it's super easy to buy domains on GoDaddy. I always buy my domains here. So let's see, and I don't really care about this stuff right now. Maybe if the site got really big, I would buy that stuff, but let's go ahead and continue to cart. And you always want to do the privacy protection, because if you don't, your phone number and email show up in this database where the who.is.godaddy.com, where you can see who owns domains. And then you just get a ton of calls. I learned that the hard way from different people trying to sell you a website domain, building out your website for you. So definitely get the privacy protection. Continue with these options. And I'm just going to do this for 2 years for now, just to save some dough. Block out my user ID and password, of course, and my credit card. So we'll go and complete the purchase. Alrighty, so that is it for buying the domain. So next we're going to actually go and sign up for a Shopify account. So if you go to Shopify.com, you can see on their pricing tab, they've actually got a free 14-day trial. And I actually have a link in the description of this video. If you click on that, that is my affiliate link. So I'd appreciate it if you're thinking about starting a Shopify store. If you'd follow that link. But anyways, you just go and start your free trial, and it's just going to ask you to type in your email address and your password. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And then your store name, and create your store. And then it asks you a couple more questions here about, what starting point you're at, really. And then I'm just filling out my information here. You'll see it blurred out, but alrighty, and that is it. You can see it's super easy to go ahead and do that. And you can also see their user interface and their dashboard here is super easy to navigate. It's very user-friendly, so super easy to get familiarized with it and get up and running in pretty much no time. So you've got that free trial for 2 weeks, and you can honestly have a store. You can make your first sale in 1 week, even if you wanted to. So it's very easy to get a store up and running and start getting some sales coming in. So the next thing we're going to do is install a theme. So we'll go to Customize Theme. Scroll down, and free themes. So there's a lot of paid themes out there, but if you're just getting started, I definitely would not recommend going with a paid theme. I just use one of the free ones. My favorite free one is Brooklyn, and so you just click Add Brooklyn. You can explore the others there, though, if you want. And that's pretty much it for installing the theme. So then the next thing I want to do is I want to go and install Oberlo. So if we go to Apps, well, you can visit the Shopify App Store, but it's pre-populating right here with the most popular ones. Oberlo is 100% necessary if you're just getting started. It's the best way to import products into your store, and it helps you with order fulfillment as well. So when a customer places an order, the Oberlo Chrome extension makes it super easy to actually fulfill that order through AliExpress. You just click fulfill, and then it takes over and fulfills the whole order. It enters their shipping info, so on and so forth. So definitely a must-have. All right, guys, so a quick point here that I didn't quite clarify in this last clip is that the Shopify store we're building here, it's built around the drop shipping model. So if you're not familiar with drop shipping, it's basically a business model where when somebody comes to your store and they buy, say, a dog leash, you're not actually holding that dog leash in inventory. Instead, as soon as the customer buys it, you're turning around and buying it from a supplier over in China who's going to ship the product directly to your customer. So Oberlo just helps you enter the information correctly into AliExpress. It pre-fills all their shipping information and so on and so forth so that the supplier ships the product directly to the customer. So it eliminates a huge amount of risk from the model because you're not actually carrying inventory, and it just makes it a lot easier to kind of get started, and there's a lot less barriers to entry because you don't have to have this huge cash outflow for a boatload of inventory before you can get started. So I just wanted to clarify that because I didn't quite make that clear in the video. So let's get back to the video. So you want to install that. So you just hit login. And you just want to give it access to all this stuff. It's going to need it. So install app. Alrighty, and now you're all set up with Oberlo. The only other thing you need to do is download the Chrome extension. So if you just Google Chrome extension Oberlo, and it's the first link that pops up, and just click add to Chrome. Now I've already got it added, so it's already saying added to Chrome, but you would just click add there, it'll download, and then it's super straightforward from there. All right, so now you've got your Oberlo installed, you've got your theme installed, so the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to connect the domain that we just bought on GoDaddy to our Shopify store, and the reason you want to do that is so it's clearancecraze.com instead of clearancecraze.myshopify.com. It's a lot cleaner if you do this. So we'll go to add domain, connect existing domain, type in our domain name, hit next, and then it'll give you two options here, either connect manually or connect automatically. You want to click connect automatically, and what it's going to do is it's going to ask you to log into your GoDaddy account, and then it'll just do all the settings for you automatically. So just sign in. You'll see my information is blurred out here, but you're just typing in your username and password. Connect, and that's it. successclearancecraze.com is now your Shopify domain. All right, so now we've got our domain connected. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start actually fleshing out the website. So we're going to go to Customize Theme, and we're going to start importing some pictures. You can see this is what it looks like right now. In fact, we can actually preview this. So this is our store right now. So you can see it's already got the basics there, but we just need to, kind of customize this and make it our own. So let's go back here and we'll do customize. Alrighty, so the first thing we want to do is change out this picture here right on the background. So we'll go to image with text overlay. So we're going to select an image, but first we need to find an image, right? So I find all my images on Shutterstock. So you really want to be careful when you're buying, when you're using images on a website. You've got to make sure you've got the rights to use those images in the manner in which you're using them. So I go to Shutterstock. It is a little bit on the pricier side, but it's worth it to me. They've just got a lot of selection there. So you can use Unsplash and Pexels and all these different free tools wherever possible, but ultimately, for me, I found it valuable enough to pay the pricing here. Let's see if we go to pricing. They've got these annual commitment plans where I just do the 50 images per month at $99 a month, and that's more than enough for me. And then I use Pexels wherever possible or Unsplash wherever possible to kind of fill the gap. But they've just got so much more selection when you compare it to something like Pexels or Unsplash that, to me, it's worth it. So anyways, we'll go ahead and find an image here. So if we go back, I want something that's going to just signify online shopping. So if we just go shopping, let's see what comes up here. So I actually kind of like this one here. Let's go with this one. And it's going to sign me in. Now, the other thing with images is when you're putting them on your site, if you go with massive images, that can really slow down your site speed. So you don't want to get a massive image. So you can see the large is always a gigantic file. So medium is probably going to be a little too small. So I'm going to go with resize with editor. They've got this little editor right on Shutterstock where you can resize it before you download it, so you don't have to throw it into Photoshop and do it there. I'm going to go with 2,000 pixels. Actually, that's probably still too big. We can probably get away with 1,500. And that should do the trick there. So download. So that'll make for a nice background picture. We'll probably throw a gradient over it just to make the text that stands over it pop a little bit more. And alrighty, and so now we've got that. So let's go here. Let's go back here and select image, upload an image. Alrighty, so now we've got that image here. So, and that kind of appeared just how we wanted it, so that's perfect. So now we've got to edit this text. And so you do that right here, heading. You can see Shopify just makes this all stupid easy. So let's go clear, and I'm going to do all caps, clearance, craze. And then here, I'm just going to say, we find the best deals so you don't have to. So already it's a pretty good looking site. You've got your brand right there. We find the best deal so you don't have to. This looks like a pretty professional site already. So now we'll obviously have to fill in some products here and some more images, but I also want to update this logo. So a good way to get a logo is to go on Fiverr and have one designed, but if you're in, kind of money saving mode, a great way to do this is actually to just go to Google Fonts. And Google has a lot of different fonts that you can use for free. Again, you got to be careful with licensing rights here. So each one has different Each individual font will have its own different licensing rights, but if you go here and you type in whatever your store name is, and you can do apply to all fonts. So then it'll show you what this looks like in all of the different fonts. So I actually searched through these earlier, and I'm going to cut right now to the font that I found that I liked the most. It's pretty neat. So you can see we've got the Faster 1 font here. It's got these like nice little motion lines off the back to create a sense of motion with the text, and you can see this is what it will look like. So this is a great way to save a couple bucks and just get your minimum viable product out there and just start testing stuff. Maybe later on, if you want to spend some money on a logo, you can go about it at a later date, or you can do it right off the bat, whatever you prefer, but this is a nice way to kind of get started. So we'll get this into Photoshop. So the other thing I did is I found, let's see, here it is, this little shopping cart logo. Again, it's got the kind of motion aspect to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut over to Photoshop. I don't want to turn this into a Photoshop tutorial, but I'm going to cut over to Photoshop, create a little logo there, and then we'll go ahead and check back into the store and upload that into the store. All right, so I've got the logo all done, but before we upload that, I just want to point out I did add that overlay to kind of make this text pop a little bit more, and then I also added this Shop Now button, so all I did to do that was just type in Shop Now in the button label section here, and then link it to all products, the overlay I did in Photoshop. So to add the logo, just go to the header section, select image, and I already uploaded it, so we'll just select, and that's it. So now you can see we've got everything, quote unquote, above the fold already done. So this took us just a couple of minutes. You can see how quick it is to get a store up and running. I mean, you could, once you get some products in here, you could run traffic to this as is. It's literally that easy to get a Shopify store set up. So above the fold, that concept comes from newspapers, you know, everything you would see above the actual fold in the newspaper. So that's what we've got here. So let's preview this. So you can see this already looks, you know, pretty professional. Again, it doesn't have any products down here, but the basics of the site are already done in a matter of minutes. It's that easy to get this up and running. So next, let's go ahead and start adding some products to the store, and then we'll go down and lastly, we'll just fill out the section down here with these images and this text. But let's get some products in there. So the best way to add products to your store is through the Oberlo Chrome extension. So you'll go to AliExpress, and we already installed that, so it's already going to be active. And the point of this video is not to dive into product selection. I'll leave that topic for another video. I'm just going to add some products here just so you can see what that process is like. So let's just go into computer and office. Why not? Just picking some random stuff here. Office electronics. And what's going to happen is each product that you see here is going to have this little Oberlo tag right here. So let's say we wanted to add this 3D printer part. We would just click that button and you can see this little pop-up appears, product imported successfully. And then let's add whatever the hell this is too. And then we'll add this guy here too. I'm just adding random stuff. And then let's say we wanted to add some scanners. Same thing, we'll just click add there. This is mobile document scanner. Again, just click the Oberlo tag. And then another scanner, like a product inventory scanner. All right, so now we've got 6 products in our import list. So let's open our import list. This will actually open the Oberlo app. So now all you would need to do, you've got all these products listed here. You would just need to go through and change their names, add it to a collection, select the type, add some tags so that your site's more navigable. And then once you have these updated, and your descriptions as well. So you can see you would just add your product description right here, do your sales copy right there. And let's say you only wanted to do a particular variant, like let's say you only wanted to do this red one, you could eliminate the white, the black, the green, and the blue so that you're only selling the red variant. So very straightforward to do this, and then your images as well, and you can just use the images right from AliExpress. All right, guys, last interruption, I promise. I did just want to point out, though, that there is some debate as to whether or not you are allowed to use the pictures that AliExpress suppliers put up, because there's some concerns as to whether or not they're copyrighted, and the suppliers may come after you for using those pictures. But I personally use them because the Chinese are not exactly known for their strict adherence to copyright laws. Plus, you're using those pictures to sell more of their products, so I don't think that's going to piss them off too much. So having said that, I'm not an attorney. You do need to do your own homework there, but I just wanted to point that out. Let's get back to the video. Let's say we had gotten all of this done. Let's go ahead and push all products to shop. Yes. So now if we go back to our store and we go online store actions preview, we should have these products sitting here. All right, so we've only got that one. This is our featured collection. It must have only added this one to our featured collection. Let's go to catalog. Yeah, so all these products are here. They're just, for some reason, are not in our featured collection. So let's go to products. Add to collection. I selected them all, and we're just going to do homepage, save, and then let's go again and preview this. All right, so now you can see they're all listed right here on the homepage. So now we've really got a store coming together, right? So we've got everything above the fold, as mentioned earlier. This is all looking good. And then we've got our product collection right here, our product catalog. So really starting to look professional. Obviously, this is just thrown together and these products are totally random, but it's really starting to come together and have like a professional look to it. So let's continue by just updating this section down here. So I just went and found some more pictures, and whenever possible when you're looking for pictures, you always want to try and incorporate pictures that have people in them, because they've actually done a lot of split testing on this, and pictures that have people in them will actually bump your store's conversion rate a decent amount there. So whenever possible, you want to try and incorporate that. So I found these 3 images here, and we'll go ahead and start uploading these. So let's start with this image here. So we'll go to image with text, select image. I uploaded it already, so we'll just grab that. And then we'll say select, and then we go back here. So the heading, we love helping you save, and then I already typed up some text here. So we search every corner of the internet in search of the best deals out there. We know how great it feels to get a killer deal, so we strive to provide that with every purchase on Clearance Craze. Take a look around and find that sweet deal you've been looking for. With a wide selection, you're sure to find something you'll love. Blah, blah, blah. So then, and you can add a button here if you want. I'm not too crazy on that idea. So let's save this. And then let's go back here and let's do our slideshow pictures. So you can control how often it switches between the 2 pictures. I'm going to go down to 5 seconds. And then section height, I'm just going to leave that as is for now, see how it comes out. So we'll do image 1. We'll do the couple shopping. And we might have to adjust the section height. Let's see. Let's do medium. That seems to work. And then let's do the second image, and girl shopping, and this is the exact same dimension, so this should fit perfectly. Okay, great. So now let's save this. Let's go back here, and where do I want to go? Preview theme. All right, so we're going to have a complete store here. So let's check this out. So you've seen this already. Let's scroll down. And now you've got this picture here. And this isn't, okay, there we go. Now it's loading. So this looks great. This is a pretty professional looking store, right? Again, this literally took an hour or 2 to put this all together with some additional time for research and stuff. So, you know, Shopify, there are very low barriers to entry. You can get started on this right now. And yes, it's very competitive, as I've mentioned in other videos, but you can get started, and there's very low risk in getting started. That you don't have to spend a bunch of money to get started, so you can start learning the fundamentals of running an e-commerce business very easily here. So I'd really encourage you to go out there and at least sign up for the free trial. If you don't like it after 2 weeks, just shut it down. But there's no reason, there's no excuse to not go out there and learn this if you're at all interested in e-commerce. This is so easy to get started with. So I definitely encourage just spending a little bit of time and a little bit of money. You really don't even have to spend that much money to get this done. So that's pretty much it for today. I hope you got a lot out of the video. And let's see here if I can get back to full screen. All right, so that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. It helps us get the reach out, so hopefully we can help some others out there build their Shopify store. Do be sure to drop a comment down below. I'd be curious to see what you think about the store so far. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification. That way you stay up to date whenever we drop a new video. So that is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.